Have you ever wondered why you are drawn to certain people, almost against your will? You call it chemistry, a spark, or fate. But what if it's something darker? What if your attractions are not choices you make, but traps you fall into? The truth is, the forces that pull you toward another are often rooted in your deepest fears, your hidden wounds, and your most primal desires for power. Forget romance. Today, we peel back the skin of human connection to reveal the cold, calculating machinery beneath. These are the 7 dark truths behind attraction, the ones nobody wants to admit, and by the end, you won't see love the same way again. First, let's talk about the wounded healer effect. You aren't attracted to people because they are perfect. You are attracted to them because their broken pieces match your own. You see their flaws not as red flags, but as projects. You think, I can fix them. But this desire isn't altruistic. It's a narcissistic impulse disguised as compassion. By healing their wounds, you get to avoid facing your own. Their brokenness becomes a mirror in which your own savior complex can shine. You feel powerful, needed, and in control, but it's an illusion. You're not a healer, you're a patient, desperately seeking validation through someone else's pain. This isn't love, it's a codependent contract signed in the shadows of your own insecurities. Real power isn't in fixing others, but in confronting the parts of yourself you're trying to escape. If you understand this, type in the comments, I am attracted to wholeness, not wounds. The second dark truth, attraction is often a bid for status. You think you choose a partner for their humor, their kindness, or their mind, but your subconscious is running a colder calculation. It's assessing their value in the social hierarchy. Does this person make you look better? More successful? More intelligent? More desirable? As Machiavelli observed, men are driven by 2 principal desires, the desire for acquisition and the fear of loss. Your choice of a partner is one of the most significant acquisitions you will ever make. It's a strategic alliance. You are subconsciously leveraging their social capital to elevate your own. When you stand next to them, you are sending a message to the world about who you are and where you belong. Don't mistake this for love. It's a transaction, a silent negotiation for power. To reclaim your autonomy, type, my worth is not defined by my partner. Third, we arrive at the scarcity principle. We are wired to want what we cannot have. The person who is distant, emotionally unavailable, or plays hard to get becomes an obsession. Why? Because their unavailability signals high value. Your mind interprets their indifference as a sign that they must be desirable, that they have other options. This triggers a primal fear of missing out, an ancient hunter's instinct to capture the elusive prize. The chase becomes more intoxicating than the person themselves. You're not falling in love with them, you're falling in love with the challenge. It's a game your ego cannot stand to lose. This pursuit isn't passion, it's a frantic attempt to prove your own worth by conquering the unconquerable. True freedom is found not in the chase, but in recognizing that what is freely given holds the most value. If you agree, comment below. I am drawn to what is freely offered. Now for the fourth truth, you are drawn to the familiar, even if the familiar is pain. This is called repetition compulsion. If you grew up with a parent who was critical, distant, or chaotic, you will subconsciously seek out partners who replicate that dynamic. You're not seeking happiness, you're seeking what feels like home. Your brain mistakes the anxiety, the uncertainty, and the emotional roller coaster for passion. A stable, secure love feels boring because it's unfamiliar. You are trying to rewrite the past to finally win the love you were denied as a child. You think, this time I'll get it right. This time they will change. This time I will be enough. But you are simply casting a new actor in the same tragic play. You are willingly walking back into the cage because the freedom outside is too terrifying. To break the cycle, you must first acknowledge it. Affirm this by typing, "I choose a new story for myself." The fifth dark truth is the halo effect. This cognitive bias is a dangerous trick your mind plays on you. When you find someone physically attractive, you automatically assume they possess other positive qualities. You see a beautiful face, and your brain fills in the blanks. They must also be intelligent, kind, and successful. You don't see the person, you see a projection of your own ideals. You fall in love with a fantasy you've constructed, an angel with a perfect face. But halos are just illusions of light, and when the light fades, you are left with the flawed, complex, and often disappointing human being underneath. You feel betrayed, but you weren't deceived by them. You were deceived by your own mind's lazy shortcuts. Attraction in this sense is a form of self-hypnosis, where you convince yourself that beauty equals goodness. To see clearly, type, "I look beyond the surface." Truth number 6 is perhaps the most unsettling. Attraction is a response to fear, specifically the fear of death. The philosopher Ernest Becker called this terror management theory. The awareness of our own mortality creates a paralyzing anxiety. To cope, we seek out romantic partners to give our lives a sense of meaning and permanence. Love becomes a defense mechanism against the abyss. By merging with another, we feel we can transcend our individual mortal existence. Our partner becomes our immortality project. We tell ourselves, as long as this love exists, a part of me will live on. Your deep feelings of connection might not be a spiritual union, but a desperate flight from the terror of your own non-existence. You cling to another person not out of love, but out of a primal fear of being alone in the face of oblivion. Acknowledge this by commenting, "I find meaning within, not from another." Finally, the seventh and most Machiavellian truth. Attraction is an instrument of control. The person who desires less in a relationship holds all the power. This is the principle of least interest. When you are more invested, more in love, you are more vulnerable. You are more willing to compromise, to sacrifice, and to tolerate what you shouldn't. The other person, by withholding affection or remaining detached, maintains a superior position. They can dictate the terms of the relationship because they have less to lose. Your love, in their hands, becomes a lever. They can use it to get what they want, to manage your behavior, and to keep you in a state of perpetual uncertainty. You think you're in a partnership, but you might just be the subordinate in a power dynamic you never agreed to. Your passion becomes your chains. True power comes not from controlling another, but from mastering yourself so that no one can control you. If this resonates, type your final affirmation. My love is a gift, not a tool for control. So look again at the people you desire. Look at the invisible strings that pull you toward them. Are they strings of genuine connection, or are they the puppet master's wires manipulated by fear, ego, and the ghosts of your past? The patterns are there, hidden in plain sight. And now that you see them, you cannot unsee them. The ultimate truth is not about them. It's about you. The darkness you perceive in attraction is merely a reflection of the unexamined darkness within. The real journey isn't finding the right person, it's finally meeting yourself. Thank you for walking through the shadows with me. If this resonated, consider subscribing for more explorations into the hidden corners of the human mind. Follow us on this journey of discovery. Until next time, stay aware.